Hello you guys and welcome to today's tutorial. We're taking a look at Premiere Pro. We're going to be importing pictures and organizing them using the storyboard concept. So this is actually our second video. The previous video we took a look at setting up the project and creating a sequence. Notice that I have the sequence already set. Earth Day slideshow. So what the book wants us to do first of all is take a look at the media browser. Right now my media browser isn't active or open. So if that's the case, you guys, you can always reset the workspace. So Window, Workspace, and we'll select Reset Current Workspace. I'll click Yes, and then you'll see the media browser now shows up in the lower left corner of my interface. What you guys want to do, all you want to do is, for the PC users, you're going to see the thaw space. You want to select the thaw space. For me, I select the Macintosh hard drive, and then you guys may have to extend this window. You should see the Premiere Pro Basics folder in this area right here. You guys should be able to double click that and then go ahead and select the 70 soft rock music file. I'm going to navigate to my desktop, my file, and there's the folder, Premiere Pro Basics. I'll double click it, and now I have access to the files. Here's the clip right here, you guys, 70s rock soft 60. To import that, a couple of ways we can do that. We can drag and drop it, and then you can see it becomes imported. I'm going to Control Z to undo that. You can right click the file and choose import. And a third method would be to select the file and go up to File and choose Import from Browser. Slightly different on the Mac, but there you guys have it. Let's go ahead and create a bin. A bin is a folder that we use to store our assets, to keep our project panel organized. So I'll click the icon to create a new bin, and I'll name it Scenic Pictures. You can name it Pictures, or don't worry about the spelling and things of that nature, you guys. Go ahead and name it Pictures, and we'll go back and rename it later. To open this up as a floating panel, you want to double click it and take a look at that. It opens up. The beauty of this is that now you have this panel open, kind of isolated from the other assets, and you can focus your attention on here. To import into this bin, which is now opening as a floating panel, you want to double click, and the import dialog box should appear. You guys are going to navigate out to the Earth Day pictures inside of your Premiere Pro Basics. Remember, a starting point will be on the left hand side to select Computer, and then double click the thaw space icon. From there you should be able to navigate to the Earth Day Pictures folder and just simply choose Command A or Control A to select all images. You can also select the first image, scroll down, and shift select the last image. Click Open, and then all the pictures are now open inside of your Scenic Pictures bin. Congratulations. Control S to save, and now we've saved the image. We talked about simply, I'm going to select one of the images to deselect. As I select an image, you can see the info shows about that particular image. To add the image to the timeline, we could simply drag and drop, and then you want to snap it to the timeline. Release your mouse, and you've added the image. If snapping isn't active, there's a magnet icon that you want to select, and now you can see it's active. If I click it, it's deactivated. Activate snapping so that you'll always snap to your edits. And you can see I'm moving the CTI to scrub across the clip. As the CTI is over the clip, it shows up in the program monitor. Remember, the program monitor is your visual representation of what you're adding to the timeline. As the CTI plays, you can see it updates to show which frame we're seeing. If I go past the clip, then I'm seeing black. I'm going to press home to take that back. Actually, I'm going to press the down arrow, which seems to be not working on you guys' keyboard. So what I want you to do is grab the blue indicator with your mouse, hold the shift key, and snap to the end of the clip, so that now you can grab the next clip, take it, drag, and drop into the timeline. Boom. And now you see I now have 2 clips. As I get to the cut line, or the edit point, the clip goes from this clip to the next, and we see it appear in the program monitor. So now you guys are building your project, but the book wants us to take a look at adding all the clips into the timeline in a specific order. So what I'll do is I'll select my timeline, Control A, and press the delete key to delete any clips. I'm also going to make sure that my playhead is at the beginning of the timeline by pressing the home key. Or you can grab the blue CTI and scrub it back to the beginning. Let's take a look at working in icon view. So I'm going to extend this panel. I'm also going to click the icon view button to populate these as thumbnails. Currently right now, you guys, I'm seeing these as small thumbnails. If I go up to the drop down menu, thumbnails, you can see I have these set to medium. But on your machine, you may need to set these to small. The beauty of having them set to small is that you can organize them a little bit easier. The book wants us to organize the images odd to even. So I'm going to start grabbing the odd ones and placing them first. As I drag, you'll see a black line indicate that lets you know that where you're placing the object. I'm just taking the odd ones, dragging and dropping them, and placing them before the other images. You can also do this multiple. If you hold your control key and select images, you're selecting images that are not next to each other. I'm simply control clicking to select these images. They are all now becoming highlighted. Have all the odds selected. I'll grab the first one and drag it before and release my mouse. Now you can see all the images are now. Odd ones are first, even ones are second. Go ahead and organize your media, you guys. You may have to pause the tutorial to do that. But when you do organize them, you want to press Control A to select all of the images. Hopefully you have all 32. If not, see me and I'll give you all 32 images. The images are now all selected. We want to quickly automate them to the sequence. There's a couple of ways we can do that. There's the drop down menu that allows us to automate the sequence. There's also a quick button that allows us to automate the sequence. I'll click the button and then the automate the sequence dialog box appears. We want to select the sort order. This is the order that you guys have sorted them. We also want to make sure everything else is set to their defaults. We want to place them sequentially, one after the other, and the method will be an overlay edit. I'm going to deselect audio for the transition, but I do want a default transition of video. I'll click OK and take a look at my timeline, you guys. Let's go ahead and close this panel right now. The icon indicates that you have added the clip to the timeline, and you can see we're getting this icon on all of the clips, which is cool. I'll close this window by clicking the red X. Your red X is going to be in the upper right hand corner. Mine is in the upper left on the Mac. Boom. And I'll collapse the scenic pictures bin by clicking the gray arrow. Voila. I think I'll expand my timeline by clicking and dragging between this border. Select the timeline. I'll hit the backslash or the backslash key to fit on screen. If you take a look at now, if you play with the spacebar, as the clips are playing, think I'm going to set the duration to these clips. I'm sorry, let me do something right quick. Speed duration, I'm going to set it to 5. And I'll ripple the sequence. You guys are not going to have to do this, but I do. I'm going to copy the attributes, use my track selection forward tool, right click and paste attributes. Okay, speed doesn't work in that fashion. It looks like I have to do all the images. I'm going to do speed and duration on all of these. Ripple, and boom. Excellent. So I had all of the clips selected. I chose the speed and duration and changed the duration to 5 seconds. You guys don't worry about that. Your clip should be around 5 or 10 seconds. As I play, you can see that I have now a nice transition between my clips. Looking good, looking good, looking good. That was it for the tutorial, guys. You want to make sure that you are comfortable adding your clips to the timeline. Make sure that you are comfortable organizing them using the icon view. And then make sure you're comfortable automating them to the sequence. So you can see you can literally make a slideshow in less than 5 minutes, you guys. And we have a nice transition in between. In our next video, we're going to take a look at a little bit more further about adding clips into the timeline, some techniques that you may want to use. And we'll also take a look at adding and modifying transitions. That's our video up next.